नमस्ते बिटिया, हमेशा खुश रहो। आई एम JVN डॉक्टर सुमन शेखावत, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ काय चिकित्सा, फैकल्टी ऑफ आयुर्वेदिक साइंसेज, ज्योति विद्यापीठ, विमेंस यूनिवर्सिटी, जयपुर। Today we will discuss on cardiovascular system examination, that we should ask with the patient first of all history of the patient, that some kind of symptoms present to the patient or not, like cardinal symptom, dyspnea on exertion or breathlessness, including paroxysmal nocturnal dyspnea, orthonia, platynia, traponia, and chest pain, cough, expectoration, hemoptysis, palpitation, syncopal attack. Symptoms of congestive cardiac failure like exertional breathlessness, edema of the feet, puffiness of face, anasarca, distension of abdomen and pain in right hypochondrium, anorexia, nausea, vomiting. Symptoms of rheumatic heart disease like fever with sore throat, fleeting joint pain, swelling, involuntary chorea, nodules under the skin like rheumatic nodule, symptoms of infective endocarditis, SBE. These all are symptoms present in the patient or not. We should ask with the patient, like pyrexia, petechial hemorrhage, pads of the finger, oscular nodes, palpable spleen, phalangeal clubbing, prolonged treatment with high dose of penicillin. We should ask if the patient is taking prolonged treatment of penicillin or not. Hemoptysis, hematuria, hemiplasia, phlebothrombosis. Symptoms of suggestive congenital heart disease patient have or not, like cyanotic spell, squatting episodes, and pressure symptom due to enlarged left atrium or aneurysm of aorta, like hoarseness of voice, pressure on the recurrent laryngeal nerve, Orters syndrome, dysphagia, pressure on esophagus. Miscellaneous symptoms, some of miscellaneous things we should ask with the patient, like family history, hypertension, diabetes, coronary artery disease, dyslipidemia, congenital heart disease, cardiomyopathies, and past history of hypertension, diabetes, coronary artery disease, hyperlipidemia, obesity, recurrent lower respiratory infection, tuberculosis, syphilis, STD, HIV, and infection. History of hospitalization, number of admissions, duration of each admission, and investigation done, like ECG, X-ray, echocardiography, cardiac catheterization, diagnosis reached if known, drug given, example diuretics, digitalis, relief obtained or not, advice, surgery, intervention or not, history of cardiac surgery, angioplasty or valvuloplasty. We should ask with the physical examination or general examination of the patient, like we have to see in the patient that build and nutrition of the patient, nails in conjunctiva for pallor, icterus, clubbing, and cyanosis. Lymphadenopathy and thyroid swelling, edema, skin for petechial hemorrhage, oscular nodes, rheumatic nodules, xanthelasma, and xanthomas. We should ask with the patient. Skeletal system, kyphoscoliosis and polydactyly. Decubitus and temperature, pulse and respiratory rate, blood pressure of the patient. Features of Marfan syndrome, that patient have these kind of symptoms or not. If patient have these kind of symptoms, we should assess the patient. And cardiovascular system, first of all we should see that we have to examine in cardiovascular system, like peripheral and central things. Peripheral, we should examine jugular venous pressure and pulse, rate, rhythm, volume, character, quality, upstroke, downstroke, condition of vessel wall, apex, pulse deficit, and radiofemoral delay, carotid bruit, blood pressure, both arms supine and upright, peripheral sign of wide pulse pressure as in AI, PDA, etc. Pistol shot sounds over the femoral Mussett sign, D Mussett sign, locomotor brachial. Centrally we should see inspection, palpation, percussion and auscultation. We should see in inspection precordium, apex impulse, other pulsation, parasternal episodes, and palpation we should see apex beat, and percussion we should see right upper border and right border, left border, lower sternal resonance. Auscultation we should see heart sound, murmur and other sound. नमस्ते बिटिया, हमेशा खुश रहो. I am JVN Dr. Suman Shekhawat, Department of Kai Chikitsa, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur, Faculty of Ayurvedic Sciences. Today we will discuss on examination of cardiovascular system. First is pericarditis. Pericarditis causes central chest pain when is sharp in character and aggravated by deep inspiration, cough or postural changes. Characteristically, the pain is exacerbated by lying, recumbent and reduced by sitting forward. Pericarditis is usually idiopathic or caused by Coxsackie B infection. It may also occur as a complication of myocardial infarction, but other causes are seen less commonly. Causes of acute pericarditis is idiopathic, infective, viral, influenza, herpes simplex, bacterial, staphylococcus aureus, mycobacterium, tuberculosis, connective tissue disease, systemic lupus erythematosus, rheumatoid arthritis, polyarthritis nodosa, uremia, malignancy, radiation therapy, acute myocardial infarction, post myocardial infarction, cardiotomy, Dressler syndrome. Aortic dissection. Aortic dissection produce severe tearing pain in either the front or the back of the chest. The onset is abrupt, unlike the crescendo quality or ischemic cardiac pain. Typical patient: middle-aged or elderly patient with a history of hypertension or arteriosclerotic disease. Occasionally younger patient with aortic root disease, example Marfan syndrome. Major symptom is like chest pain, typical interscapular. Major sign often none, sometimes regional arterial insufficiency, example occlusion of coronary artery causing myocardial infarction, carotid or vertebral artery causing stroke, spinal artery causing hemi and quadriplegia, renal artery causing renal failure. Subclavian artery occlusion may cause differential blood pressure in either arm, aortic regurgitation, cardiac tamponade, sudden death. Diagnosis: chest X-ray, widened mediastinum, occasionally with the left pleural effusion, transesophageal echocardium, computed tomography scan, and magnetic resonance imaging (MRI) scan confirmed dissection. Comment: Type A dissection involves the ascending aorta, are usually treated surgically. Type B dissection involve the arc and the descending aorta and are usually managed medically or with an endovascular stent. Pulmonary embolism. Peripheral pulmonary embolism causes sudden onset, sharp pleuritic chest pain, breathlessness and hemoptysis. Major central pulmonary embolism present with breathlessness and chest pain that can be indistinguishable from ischemic chest pains and syncope. Risk factor for pulmonary embolism should be sought in the history. Pulmonary embolism typical patient, recent surgery, lower limb fracture or long distance are travel, obese, sedentary, heart failure, malignancy. Major symptom is chest pain, dyspnea, hemoptysis and syncope. Major sign peripheral emboli, pleural rub, large central emboli, uh, tachycardia, hypotension, cyanosis, raised jugular venous pressure. Diagnosis is D-dimer. A negative D-dimer in a log risk patient makes pulmonary embolism very unlikely. ECG sinus tachycardia, right bundle branch block, classical S1Q3T3 pattern, uncommon. Chest X-ray normal widened shape peripheral ossification, absent pulmonary vascular marking, echocardiogram, dilated right heart in some cases of large central pulmonary embolism, CT pulmonary angiogram has supershaded V by Q scanning as the diagnostic test or choice. Comment: suspect pulmonary embolism in the patient with unexplained hypoxia. Thrombolytic therapy should be considered for patient with pulmonary embolism associated with shock and or a dilated right heart. On echo, patient with no risk factor for pulmonary embolism should be investigated for prothrombotic state. Dyspnea. Dyspnea is an abnormal awareness of breathing occurring either at rest or at an unexpectedly low level of exertion. It is a major symptom of many cardiac disorders, particularly left heart failure, but its mechanisms are complex. In acute pulmonary edema and orthonia, dyspnea is due mainly to the elevated left atrial pressure that characterizes left heart failure. This produces a corresponding elevation of the pulmonary capillary pressure and increased trans, transudation into the lung, which become edematous and stiff. Oxygenation of blood in the pulmonary arteriole is reduced, causing hypoxemia, and this together with the extra effort required to ventilate the stiff lung causes dyspnea. Acute ventricular failure, typical patient with acute myocardial infarction or known left ventricular disease. Major symptom is severe dyspnea, orthonia and frothy sputum. Major sign is low output state, tachycardial S3 sweating, crackles and lung abscess. Diagnosis: chest X-ray bilateral air spaces consolidation with typical peripheral distribution. Echocardiogram usually confirm left ventricular disease. Additional investigation is ECG may show evidence of acute or previous myocardial infarction. Blood gas analysis shows variable hypoxemia. Comment: although most causes are caused by acute myocardial infarction or advanced left ventricular disease, it is vital to exclude valvular disease, which is potentially correctable by surgery. Exertional dyspnea. Exertional dyspnea is the most troublesome symptom in heart failure. Exercise causes a sharp increase in left atrial pressure and this contribute to the pathogenesis of dyspnea by causing pulmonary congestion. However, the severity of dyspnea doesn't correlate closely with exertional left atrial pressure, and other factors must therefore be important. These include inspiratory muscle fatigue and the efforts of exertional acidosis on peripheral chemoreceptors. As left heart failure was, exercise tolerance deteriorate. In advanced disease, The patient is dyspnoic at rest. Congestive heart failure. Typical patient: middle-aged male or elderly, either sex, patient with a history of myocardial infarction or long-standing hypertension. In cases where there is no clear cause, always inquire about alcohol consumption. Major symptoms: exertional fatigue and shortness of breath with orthonia and paroxysmal nocturnal dyspnea in advanced cases. Major sign: fluid retention, basal crackles, raised JVP, peripheral edema, reduced cardiac output, cool skin, peripheral cyanosis. Other finding: third heart sound. Diagnosis: ECG usually abnormal, often shows Q wave, previous myocardial infarction, left ventricular hypertrophy, hypertension, or left bundle branch block. Chest X-ray, cardiac enlargement, congested lung field, echocardiogram, left ventricular dilatation with regional coronary heart disease or global cardiomyopathy, contractile impairment. Additional investigation: raised B-type natriuretic peptide, useful in case of diagnostic uncertainty. Renal function as prelude to diuretic and angiotensin converting enzyme ACE inhibitor therapy. Blood count to rule out anemia. Comment: the echocardiogram is the single most important diagnostic test in the patient with heart failure. Breathlessness in heart failure can be simply classified by use of New York Heart Association classification. Asymptomatic symptoms on normal exertion, example walking up a flight of stairs. Symptoms on minimal exertion, example getting dressed. Symptoms at rest. Orthonia: in patient with heart failure, lying flat causes a steep rise in left atrial pulmonary capillary pressure, resulting in pulmonary congestion and severe dyspnea. To obtain uninterrupted sleep, extra pillows are required, and in advanced disease, the patient may choose to sleep sitting in a chair. Paroxysmal nocturnal dyspnea is frank pulmonary edema on lying flat, wakes the patient from sleep with distressing dyspnea and fear of imminent death. The symptoms are corrected by standing upright, which allows gravitational pooling of blood to lower the left atrial and pulmonary capillary pressure. The patient often feeling the need to obtain air at an open window. Thank you. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. I hope you all are satisfied with this session. If you feel any kind of problem with this session, then mention it in comment box. I will resolve it soon. Thank you.